investing in our wellness. For the majority of us, investing in our wellness doesn't really mean much to us until we are struck by a tragedy or some sort of other difficult change in our life. And the thing is, we invest in our relationships, our homes, our cars, and even going to the dentist and the opticians on a regular basis is the norm for most of us. However, when it comes to our mental wellness, so many of us try to avoid the issues, and we spend so much time shoving it all into the back of the closet of our mind. So why do we do this? Because it's easier than having to confront it all and confront all of the anguish, the pain, the upset, let alone all the guilt, shame and embarrassment for those difficult thoughts and feelings. The problem is, all of this hiding away from ourselves gradually seeps back into our lives. At first, there will be small and subtle hints of uncomfortable thoughts and feelings that we don't notice and it's easy to ignore. But it'll be working away in the background of our minds, gradually building up and making more of an impact on us, more of a nuisance to us, and about how we are thinking and how are we feeling and what we're doing in our life to cover up your true thoughts and feelings. But we need to start thinking differently. Just like losing weight, being fitter and healthier in life, it's a lifestyle change. It's for the rest of our lives. A prime example of this is the recent death of the American actor Matthew Perry, famous for playing Chandler in Friends, but also supporting others on their journey to sobriety. Matthew started using at the age of 14 and spent the rest of his life trying to manage his disease, acting and then supporting others. And everyone has a juggling act to play with their roles and responsibilities, so that they can make the most of their life. But this becomes even worse when you are struggling with an addiction. So where does investing in our wellness start? In the ideal life, the responsibility is as soon as we are born by our parents and our caregivers. But that can be a tall order when they have their own issues to contend with as well. As a mother, I know how difficult it is to rear your children to the best of your ability, instilling good eating habits, good sleep patterns, good values in life, respect, conscientiousness, building their confidence, self-esteem, self-worth, let alone making sure the homework is completed and helping them understand how to manage difficult friendships. Then, as a parent, you have to let them go, let them live their own life, and you hope that they will continue to build and improve on the groundwork that you have instilled. However, we don't live in the ideal world, do we? Most of us let things slide, let other things get in the way, say that we will deal with it later, but later never comes along. So what should we be doing? Well, we should be regarding our mental wellness rather like a pension plan, to invest in our long-term future as soon as possible. The more investment we put into that pot, the more likely we are to live a happier, healthier life into our old age. And I know what you're going to say, nothing's guaranteed. And you're absolutely right, nothing is guaranteed, just like your pension plan. The inflation rates changes, the Chancellor alters the personal allowances, it's dependent on your earnings, whether you're going to take a lump sum or a yearly salary from your pension. And you may need to cash in earlier than you thought. There are lots of things to be considered, but if you don't start saving, what is your old age going to be like? This is exactly the same as our mental and physical well-being. Our genes and inherent diseases we're born with will make a huge difference. Learned behaviour, Educational and income levels can also have an effect on us. Our eating habits and fitness regimes and levels of understanding of why it's important to look after our bodies as best that we can. Just like the inflation rate interferes with the growth of your pension plan, the interference of other things happening in our lives will make a difference as well, including our own personalities and attitudes to life. It may sound as if there's no point, because there are so many things we can fall down on. But if we can live a happier life, we are more likely to live a happier, healthier life with longevity. And let's face it, the NHS is on its knees, making it difficult to get an appointment to speak, let alone see a doctor. So surely it makes sense to start making a difference for ourselves. I could reel on about, a great big long list of ways that you could start to improve your lives, such as eating more healthily, having a fitness regime, getting outside in the fresh air every day, stretching your muscles, have a good sleep regime, cut down on negative lifestyle habits such as drinking and drugs, practice meditation, mindfulness, gratitude, positive affirmations, relaxation, and have time for yourself. The list is endless. But before I continue, I want to introduce you to one of my very first clients. Her name is Dawn. She contacted me because she had been struggling with agoraphobia for 7 years, which started when out with her grandson. Something happened and he could have got run over. Thankfully he didn't. But she regarded this as a failure on her part. She had let her grandson and her family down. And her agoraphobia was affecting her to the extent that she couldn't even get out in the garden to hang out her washing. And when I went to see her for the first time, she was hobbling along, walking through the house. She was very pale, she was very shaky. Her hands were curled up like claws because she couldn't stretch her fingers out without being in pain. The good news was that her family was really supportive and spent a lot of time looking after her and their dad, who was disabled. The thing was, her daughter was getting married and she was frightened she couldn't get to share the wedding day with her. We had 6 weeks to turn this around so that she could go and enjoy her daughter's big day. The first session, we spent a lot of time working through a relaxation exercise. And this was really difficult for her because every time that she began to relax, her emotions began to take over. And we'd have to stop, do some breathing and start again. But with my support and using these breathing exercises, we even managed a little walk in the garden before I left. And when I arrived at Dawn's for the second session, she had more colour in her cheeks, she was walking better, she got more confidence, and her hands had started to open up without the arthritic pain she had been experiencing. And so with practicing these exercises I have shared with you, and along with her determination, Dawn went to her daughter's wedding and she stayed away from home for a night. What a result. She was overjoyed and I was overjoyed. So there are 3 key points I want to share with you regarding investing in your wellness for life. And the first one is start now. Stop putting it off until tomorrow, because tomorrow will never come and you may be missing out on some of the most wonderful experiences of your life. Take control or it will control you. Key 2, learn to like yourself. Learning to like yourself will give you the confidence to accept who you are with all of your imperfections, warts and all. Because nobody is perfect. Your friends on social media aren't perfect. The celebrities you admire aren't perfect. The friends and neighbours who appear to have the perfect life aren't perfect. The perfect life doesn't exist. And when we like ourselves, we begin to relax more. And when we relax more, we breathe better. Our muscles loosen up and the tension begins to disperse, leaving us with more energy, giving us more happiness and the ability to see and appreciate the good things that are going on in our lives for us. And with this, you will seriously start to notice a difference in investing in your wellness, ironing out the issues that are troubling you, and managing the challenges with more confidence as they come along, because you have a clearer picture of where you're heading in life. And the third key point, don't give up, even though you may feel like it at times, because it either feels hard or you can't be bothered. I'm not saying life will run smoothly for you for the rest of your life, because it won't. But you'll have more resilience and a better understanding of yourself, of your coping mechanisms, of your capabilities, so that you don't have to cash and mass into that massive pot of your pension, leaving you out of pocket. But before I go, however hard you might be feeling life is for you at the moment, you're not alone. So keep connected, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and please share this with somebody else who might find it useful. Thank you very much. I'm Kath Lloyd, ending sadness to restore happiness after a difficult change in your life.